Hello and welcome back at it again. Mass Production Joe here. And let me just give a little camera wiggle real quick. Okay, so got some stuff here. It's from HeavyWeaponSystems. I get a lot of stuff from these guys. It's one of three kind of big, one of the more professional, I guess, off-brand model kit, side piece production places. You get a little card here with some precautions and guidelines every time you order from them. Always really nice with the packaging here. Anywho, they've kind of double bagged some of the stuff, but these here are just some basic weapons. And I'll start with the pistols, because the rifle is an extra fancy thing here. So right off the bat, we've got some very nice, simple, but well-made, printed pistols, right? They're both the same. Got a 2-pack of them. Bap, bap, bap. Beady, bap, bow. Yeah, and these work with any kind of model kit. In fact, if you'll permit me a moment, all right. Sorry about that. Here's a GM, right? He's a great little fella. Say hi, man. Hello, I'm the Jim. So Jim here is gonna show off some of these nice little things I got here in his hand to prove that they work, right? So let's just slip this in your hand. All right, you got a nice pistol here. Squeeze that grip in. And here we go. Look at that. He's got a pistol. Pew pew. Sort of looks a little bit like the SOCOM Metal Gear kind of dealio. Pew pew. Pretty bulky. Nice pistol. Not much. Ooh. Darn it, GM. Gone and lost your whole wrist. Excuse me. Alright, well, the pistols are kind of a sideshow here because, and this is just the first little baggie. I'll just set GM here up in a little pose for y'all while I assemble this rifle. So there's a base piece that you get with this rifle, right? There's no stock, there's no barrel, magazine, which actually does have a place for the magazine. You're going to stick it in there, and then a place for the stock and a place for the barrel, and you can interchange and swap out all these parts, because HeavyWeaponSystems prints these things. Usually, I will say, I have had one or two instances where they haven't been perfect, but they usually print these to such a degree that you can interchange them however you would like. For example, this particular bit I've got is a big old thing with either a heavy foregrip or a pump action, up to your really personal preference or imagination, I suppose. So here's the whole here's the whole thing together, right? We've got a nice big barrel. Well, yeah, and a foregrip up there on the front. There's the stock, totally removable. You want some kind of like airdrop, 8th MS team, easy H. Drop in with the parachute. You want a paratrooper kind of thing. That's nice. You can take the barrel off, right? And then just have a big fat gun with a hole in the front. Or if you want to get super compact, you can make a little submachine gun. Just pop the barrel right on. You can put the stock in there too. Just give it a little bit like the bullpup machine gun, except it's not bullpup. And then of course you can also just go crazy and put the thing together backwards, which I do not know why you would, but you can, which is cool, because why not have that option, Why not just make the whole gun backwards and just shoot over your own shoulder with the way the grip works, huh? And then I'm just gonna real quick put this back together in the basic configuration, because I haven't even stuck the magazine in it. There's the magazine. If you want to make a diorama or something with a guy posing mid-reload, you stick that sucker halfway in there or whatever you want. And then, well, I'm going to stick it all the way in just to have the whole thing complete. And if you want to permanently make sure that this doesn't come apart, you can always stick a little glue in the hole, pop a thing in, let the glue dry, whatever. But let's give this rifle to our friend Jim here, who the handle is actually going to require us to open up the hand, which, a lot of stuff requires that. And then we're just going to slap that back on, and I will show him off to y'all. Here we go. Oh, it looks like this particular model kit of this GM does not quite work with the stock, just because of the way his arms are set up. But here we go. So I'm going to pose him a little bit, just get that all together nice and neat. And just kind of, maybe I want him to be holding that foregrip it's got or whatever. And let's say he's, on a colony or in space and there's some Zaku's coming. You gotta hold on to this. This is an older kit, so it might not hold on to these as nice as some of the newer kits I have, which I probably should have used. But I got the gym out, and the gym's what I'm going to use. There we go. Okay. Now that I've actually got this sucker lined up. Look at this little badass. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. And, no stock right now, but I could maybe sneak it on here since I'm not trying to have him shoulder it. Because if I had him shoulder it, it wouldn't fit on there. But because I'm not, yep, there we go. He's holding the whole thing. Bam, bam. So I'm going to let him hold this. I'll just set him down so you guys can watch over him. So I've got a whole box of this kind of stuff, all from HeavyWeaponSystems. This is not a sponsor video by any means, because I have literally one video up and it is my intro. So, but I've got a whole bunch of things from them, and I'm just gonna show them off with the gym here because why not? So, a lot of stuff, most stuff comes in these bags if they're long and thin, but there are also a lot of option things they have, this one actually worked at the gym because this, well, I'll show this off first then, since I mentioned it. But basically, they sometimes come in these boxes inside the box. They're really, really nice with packaging. Always lots of padding. Just if you're opening a gift, they have personal notes for people. Really, really professional. So let me just pop this bad boy open and explain to you why it doesn't work on the gym. If my monkey brain can figure out how to open a box. Okay. Lizard mode. Come on. All right. I am not keeping this box, so I'm just going to, yep, there we go. All right, now that I've torn through that priceless artifact, there's a little stuff in there. They don't give you instruction booklets, but all the stuff in here is very simple, so you shouldn't need them. They're usually just, 2 to 3 parts, or like that little rifle I showed you where you can put it together in any order, in any way. So these are Zaku shoulder armor bits, which obviously won't work on a basic gym without some serious modification. But, here, just, your hand fell apart again. Damn it. Jim, this is a PR video, man. You gotta show up for Heavy Weapon Systems. This isn't Anaheim, man. This is real shit. I swore. I'm gonna... Editor, bleep that out. Yeah, I will. I'm the editor. Thanks, editor. Okay. Oh gosh, his mistake. Anyway. Here we go. So that's half of it, because actually they give you the framework and the armor piece. Stick them together. And I'll show off a unfixed and fixed version of them together, but it is about what you'd expect from a shoulder, because it's, so here's it without the frame. It can still work. You're not really showing the outside on a Zaku most of the time. And then here's it with the frame. There, it's in there. And then, of course, one more time, frame by itself. There you go. So, I'm actually going to put that together. So, setting these Zaku shoulders aside, because I cannot show them off in a video where I have a gym on the table. Poor choice on my part. But we're going to get out some of these other things in this baggie here. And we're just going to take a little look-see at what Heavy Weapon Systems has to offer. Alrighty. So we've got another combiner take-a-party rifle here, which you usually can mix and match, but not the magazines, unless it's the same kind of magazine. But we also have an axe. Now, the Iron-Blooded Orphan kits have obviously been very hard to get your hands on ever since they all sold out and they never restocked or reprinted any of them. So, this axe, if you've seen IBO, you probably recognize it. It's a Gray's grunt kit, grunt suit item. And I'm just going to give it to the gym here and see if he can hold it. If he can't, oof on Heavy Weapon Systems. But he certainly can, in fact. That fits pretty well. Yeah, you want a Federation Heat Hawk, fellas? Here you go. Hoorah. He's coming at you. Bro, take your girl hatchet throwing? Hell yeah. Alright. So now that he's all anime action hero to Ketsu'd up, I'm going to leave him there because, oh well. I'm sorry, Jim, you can't stand up very well on this, can ya? we're going to get these things together, and we're actually going to take away your beloved axe. Sorry, little guy. Set that aside. Alright, Jim. I'm going to load this weapon for you with its fancy new magazine, and then I'm going to let you hold it. Alright, so here's the magazine. Here's the gun. Very basic machine gun. Pew pew. Very simple two-parter. Nice contrast against my pasty white hand. And then we're just gonna put this in his hand, which is gray GM. Oh man, that works well. That's made for Fetty hands right there. All right, yeah, there we go. So here he is with his new gun. One thing I will mention about these heavy weapon systems things is that if you don't like squeeze their hand parts real tight, the grips can be kind of thin, but it just kind of depends on how you're posing them. It's like, you know, you can go, actually, hang on, let's get some gangster action. You know, see, if you do this, it kind of flops over a little bit. But if you tighten it up, or if you threw some glue in, or if you had better hands that weren't from an ancient kit like the OG GM line. Well, not quite OG. This is not the original kit line for the GM, but it is an older kit. In fact, they recently released newer GM kits, which are the Origin version, which probably have better hands than this. So, you know, maybe I'm just using outdated equipment for new stuff. But I will say this machine gun does hold up well in most poses for the gym. You know, as long as you're holding it decently straight on. Pretty nice gun. And then we're going to put together that other one. Now, this one, voila, is a big, you know, machine gun, rifle, LMG type thingy. Whereas if I throw together every single piece of this, we're actually going to get a fairly unique weapon here, I think, because now if you can see how these three pieces are fitting together, there is a foregrip that kind of swings in and out. I'm going to jam that together now. These are all printed resin, so sometimes they might need a little sanding or a little, you know, touching up. I haven't done any of that here. These are just raw out of the box. So it might not work perfectly. But, you know, with a little commitment, it'll, you know, work itself out. Maybe I'm doing this in the wrong order. Oh boy. Oh, I see. Okay, this one you can't put the barrel directly on. So this is supposed to go here. Maybe I've got it backwards. I don't think I do, but I might. Yeah, no, that's actually backwards, isn't it? Yep, it is. It was. I was trying to put it in backwards the whole time. So, this looks pretty darn close to a shotgun. And I think, I don't remember the exact name of this product, but I'm pretty sure it is. And it's got two barrels. I'm going to show the first one first. And I'm going to have the gym hold, well, it's pretty darn big, actually. I don't know if a little guy like the gym can handle this powerful weapon. This is barely, he's got his fingers on there. All right, yeah, pose to the camera, real nice. So, ooh, yeah, his arm is pushing that up. There we go. All right, well, this is probably one you want to glue together for a big or a small, but here is the big version of this gun. And then if we take off the front barrel, put on the shorter barrel, he can handle that a little easier, actually, Mr. Jim. Here you go. Now it does kind of look a little like off from some angles, but I think that's just because the this doohickey isn't held on to. It's not. It's more of a. I think it might be more of a Xeon gear thing, and also this is just an old kit. It's hard to pose, but I grabbed it, so I must atone for my sins throughout this video. Also, just a quick mention: carrying handles on these all work very nicely. A little loose. Obviously, not as tight as the grips on here, but you know, they all function as a carrying handle should function. They can lift the gun and move it around and carry it wherever they want in their hand. And actually, I should prove that that works with the other one, because I didn't do that. And, you know, the review won't be good without that. So, here you go. Look, here. He's handing it to you. Here you go. Here, take this. Take it. Grab it out of the TV screen. Do it. What am I saying? You're not watching this on your TV. You're watching this on your iPad at 4 a.m. What just fell off of you? The stock. Yep. All right. Well, now let's set that gun aside. Set that other gun aside. I do not think these two... Actually, hang on. I should check. You know what? I should just check everything every time. I didn't check if the gym could hold this stuff in advance, so I should check now if these barrels can be interchanged. And they can, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, they can. Here you go. So you can get those shotgun barrels, both the big one and the small one, and you can put them on this. So very modular heavy weapon systems. Love that. Love that mass production vibe. And also, of course, the reverse is possible as well. You can make this doohickey have this front bit, which does make it a little front heavy because you can't put a stock on it. But, you know, it's cool. But yeah, no, the modular mass production, that's what we're all about here. So I really like Heavy Weapon Systems has these modular, well, weapon systems that tend to be chunky. Heavy Weapon Systems, great name. Great naming scheme, fellas. I'm just gonna brush this garbage off the screen. You don't want to see wrapping the paper now, do you? Yeah, let's just throw all that away. Jim, you're the spotlight for now while I get out the next things. All right, what do we got next? Yes. So, Armored Core 6 came out. Action game of the year, I believe. I played it. Didn't get every single achievement because I didn't S-rank every mission, unfortunately. But I am excited about, apparently, they're getting 30-minute missions kits made for Armored Core, and that is a huge win in my book, because 30-minute missions is known for its modularity, mass production. You can see the theme I'm going with here. But I brought up Armored Core because Giant Spaz 12 is real, and I'm going to give it to a GM. Alright, so yeah, here, buddy cop movie in the making. Now, it is a little loose in his hand because it is not... Generally, these, especially the older GM kits, are designed for their little beam spray gun pistols. So when you give them something that doesn't have that cover up the trigger finger dealio, especially, I'm using his fist hand, by the way. I have not been using his like gun holding pew pew grip hand, which is probably why a lot of these haven't held up very well. But as you can see, that is just a straight up Spaz 12. I mean, you know, pump action shotgun, close enough. So you know, Armored Core had a big old pump action Spaz 12 for mechs. These guys make something like that. If you're interested, get one. I mean, you know, or don't. Or just watch my video over and over, because I'm not sponsored by these guys yet. I would like to be. Heavy Weapon Systems, give me a call. Now, if you're a GM sniper enjoyer, you've got a bullpup machine gun, because it comes with a bullpup machine gun. And if you like, you know, my personal favorite from 0080, you've heard of, or, you know, gotten or seen the bullpup machine gun, because there's one that comes in that kit too. But you notice that the bullpup machine guns you get in those kits just look like this. It's just one solid piece. Heavy Weapon Systems makes them with detachable, reloadable magazines. So again, you know, diorama guys that want to make an action scene, combat reload. The, you know, mobile suit's got spare magazines. It's, you know, reloading its machine gun. If you're like a stop motion animator guy, want to have those. I should have his other hand, man. I should have his other hand. However, I do think this works. Yes, it does. Okay, so bullpup machine gun. Here you go. That's something a Jim would use right there. Pure Federation machinery. Ooh-rah. Glory to the Earth Federation. Blam, blam, blam. In fact, I'm going to give him the gangsta style shootout pose here while he's on the run. Yeah, here you go. Gangsta GM with the bullpup. What will he do? What crimes shall he commit? And then, of course, all you HMS team enjoyers, you're probably thinking, dang, why the heck don't I have, you know, the machine gun from that show reloadable? Well, boys and girls, and all other beings, and also machines. AI, don't kill me. We got you, because Heavy Weapon Systems and a few other of the places I get my gear from make those machine guns like so, blam blam. He's not holding them up. Oh, gosh, man. I should have used I keep saying I should have used a different kit. Darn it. You're so reliable, GM, but you reliably get blasted because you're kind of cannon fodder in the show, which is a bummer because you're really cool. But here, I'll just show it to you up close and personal without the gem here. It reloads, right? Here it is without the magazine. Here's the magazine. You take it. Slides on, right? Real nice, real fancy. And it's also this, which I believe it's on both the bullpup machine gun and the 100mm or 80mm or whatever it was, this machine gun. And it's a ginormous silencer for a ginormous mech, which is a little silly, but I mean, you know, they make tank silencers. Those are real. Those are a real thing. You can Google them. Maybe I'll put a picture of it up here so you can see what a tank silencer looks like. But yeah, so it's got a silencer for both of those. It's interchangeable, customizable, modular. Love that about Heavy Weapon Systems. So, got those classics out there with their silencer. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, there's some stickers. Great. Oh, okay, I am gonna, you know what, I'm gonna grab this guy's trigger hand real quick.